What's up guys, it's Spiderwolf back for another JJKPhantomparade video. So today we're going to be going over brand new global news for this week and next week. Before I get started, I really appreciate it. You could just drop me a like, comment, subscribe, would really help me out, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. But with that being said, let's get right into this. So, as you guys can already tell, Gojo's coming out this week, as well as a brand new map event, and then next week we're going to be getting an update to Dominic's investigation, which is the weekly thing where you get like the shards to level up so that you can fuse into the higher tier shards that can be used to level up your skills. Apparently this is really good. If it's the one I'm thinking about, it's on JP, which can get you really high tier materials like SSR dupes, recollection bit dupes, if you get like the higher RNG of it. But it is also very, very difficult. But at the same time, it's pretty good. So I'm assuming what that is. You know, if not, maybe I'll make like an update video or not. But I'm assuming that's what that is. And yeah, but the main thing, of course, is we're gonna be in Jogo this week. He's gonna be coming in a couple days. He basically comes out like I think it's like a day or two after Arknight's Enfield. If any of you guys are interested in that, which I will be streaming the game when it does go live. Hopefully. As far as video goes, we'll have to wait and see on that. But because I'm not really like a guide maker for that kind of stuff, and besides plenty of other people that are better than that than me. But we'll probably just be streaming the game, kind of treat it like not Arknights, like Moolah, if you guys stick around for any live streams I do. But yeah, there's that. And of course the map event, which is, you know, some piece of content extra just to have such just a banner, right? One thing I did want to mention though was, you know, is the timeline, of course. But the other thing I wanted to mention was, if you guys are, you know, have seen the leaks, and I think it's like one of the previous videos where I covered some news things or whatever. Looks like the leaks were actually correct so far, and you know, was it January 23rd? Jogo's coming out January 23rd as the official release here. He's coming out, so most likely, since these leaks are correct, that means in 3 weeks. So not next week, but the week. I guess 2 weeks from now. So not next week, but the week after that, we should be seeing Kusakabe release, which is a really strong yellow support character. I think he also does debuffs and whatnot. He's pretty good for some of the later tower floors as well. So if you're interested in another really good yellow character, he wouldn't be a bad pickup. However, the leaks were also mentioning how we also are probably going to be getting a rerun of Yaga, SSR Yaga, and SSR Shoko, which if you guys have seen for a lot of content, especially because you're trying to be around, I think it's tower 61. I think it's tower 61 or floor 61 of the tower. You know, not that you need Shoko, but Shoko's a really big help for that, especially if you don't have like Junpei, and you don't have Junpei's like SP skill 2, SP unleashed or whatever. So she's a really good pickup regardless. But at the same time, you know, another really good yellow support was, you know, Kusakabe. So, you know, a bit of a difficult decision, not to mention the blue Gojo coming out probably sometime in February, most likely. But at the same time, you know, what am I trying to? Well, what I'm trying to say is that, like, for the blue Gojo, you might not really need him, to be honest. Like, yeah, here he's really, really good, and he works really well with Blue Yuta. But if you already have Blue Yuta, the new one, right, then you don't really need his blue Gojo. You can probably be okay with not having him, but at the same time, he's a limited Gojo, so that is also something that kind of does suck a little bit, right? Because he's limited, at least for right now. So, I'm just trying to say all this just to keep you guys, like, you know, kind of more of like aware of what's coming out, and then to kind of like figure out who you really want to summon for and what banners you may want to like skip, right? Like Kusakabe, really good support character. Maybe if you need a really good support character, maybe you want to go for him, or maybe you want to wait till Shoko because she's a bit better. Plus Yaga's on there as well, so you have the two characters for the price of one. Though Yaga was available from the free monthly selector thingy, so maybe some of you guys already got Yaga there, so the banner is a little bit less desirable, but Shoko's still really good, so there is that. I might do maybe one 10 roll for Kusakabe because he's quite good and I do kind of like him. I don't really know what he does, but he looks kind of cool. Of course, I'll be making a breakdown video to see, you know, what exactly he does, as well as for Jogo before he does release. So keep on the lookout for those videos. But yeah, quick, easy thing though for Jogo. You probably don't need him. What's funny though is that the Megumi, the red Megumi, who's on rate up right now, which was actually the previous banner before this Jogo, is actually, he does have a thing in his kit where he does buff, I think, if I remember quickly, like cursed, like he buffs Jujutsu energy or whatever, or damage, which this Jogo does do, right? Because every other red character currently in the red team is mainly focused on doing physical attacks, maybe mixed damage, where this Jogo is going to be doing more so jujutsu damage, I'd imagine. So it kind of pairs up with his Megumi, but at the same time, Jogo is definitely like, he's not bad, he's definitely good, he's maybe like A or S tier, but compared to like Mahito, Red Yuji, Toji, those are just way stronger and better DPS characters to run than this Jogo. So pretty much easy skip with this Jogo. You don't really need him. He's kind of cool, but you don't really need him unless you're the biggest fan of Jogo. Or maybe if you're missing like a red DPS character, but if that's the case, still pull for Mahito. You'll see way better mileage, and he can work as a really good DPS character instead. And then as for Kusakabe, he's a pretty good support character. We'll take a look at what he does not next week, and 2 weeks from now, to see if he's really worth it or not to pull. But most likely, it might be okay to probably skip him. But at the same time, you know, you never know, right? Sometimes you might need the extra yellow support, right? Because I'd say for these next upcoming banners, right, it kind of just depends on like what you have or you don't have. So that's what I mean, like with Blue Gojo, even though he's really good, I personally really want to get him. And he's the fact that he's limited, right? Maybe you already have a pretty good blue team, like if you already have Blue Yuta, then you kind of don't need him. But at the same time, he does kind of help the blue team out quite a bit. Oh, maybe not quite a bit, but he's kind of like that extra like cherry on top of like, it's cool if you have him, but you don't really need him. So there's that. But I'd say overall, like, I think personally the best thing to go, or the best way to go about it would be just to wait till this Blue Gojo comes out, the 0.02, just because of the fact that it's like, he's a limited character. Like, I think he's just going to be way more, have more value just to try and grab, just because of the fact that he is a limited character. Whereas, you know, because he's literally a limited character, even though you might not already, you maybe already have good blue, you know, DPS characters, you know, so you maybe don't really need him, right? He's a limited character, right? That's how I look at it. He's a limited character. You probably want to go for him. You probably don't want to be summoning your, you know, using your cubes for like Jogo here, Kusakabe, this rerun banner. Even though there's some pretty good characters in here that can offer you pretty good value, especially like the red Megumi that's available right now. You know, they're gonna be coming to the standard banner as available pickup characters, especially for future banners as well. So they're gonna come a lot sooner rather than this Blue Gojo, which is more of a limited character. But it is funny that I do mention that because they literally have been kind of spamming reruns of like past limited characters, like this no expansion Gojo, this Eugene Sukana. So it's kind of funny how that plays out a little bit. But yeah, overall though, it was like a quick like, before I make my official Shooty Summon video for Jogo, pretty easy skip, you probably don't need to worry about that. Kusakabe is a bit of a different story though, because he's actually quite a good character, especially for support, but you know, I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, overall this is basically the timeline. I am kind of blocking it, but what I'm blocking is literally what we're getting like this week. And then the ominous thing here confirmed to be next week, which is right here, January 30th. So then Kusakabe most likely will be the thing that comes after. Then this rerun banner, and then at some point we should be getting this limited character feature rerun banner, which has like no expansion Gojo, Sukana, and I think it was Yellow Yuji. I think, yeah, Yellow Yuji. Yeah, so or Zone Yuji, whatever you want to call him, right? Anyways, last thing before we wrap up the video, because this doesn't have to be too long, right? So I just want to go through the timeline here really quick. So you know, Megumi, we got this, we went backwards, then we went in order where we got Jogo's content basically. I don't know about this SSR gacha stuff. I think we already got this technically for the anniversary, so this is already here. We already got the Hidden Potential Update 2. This is already here as well. So we'll just be wrapping up all of September content, and then all of, yeah, basically all September content there is wrapped up. Then we're getting this new domain investigation event battle here. That's pretty much what this is supposed to be here. So we're getting this other September content here. And then we already got the Curse Sweep hard difficulty that's already been added. So then the last thing is literally, like I said, wrapping up September with Kusakabe coming out, yeah, basically like a week later, how it was here in JP. So that's pretty cool. And then all we have left would be this rerun banner with Jogo, and then this rerun banner, or yeah, rerun banner with, I don't know why I said Jogo first, but rerun banner with Yaga and Shoko, as well as with this formidable battle with Jogo, which is leaked to be coming out the next, as one of the next things. And then from there, all we have left to catch up on would be, I think we already got this blue banner, so that's already out. We already got all of this content with the rerun because Yuta already came out early for global. We already got this New Year bonus, I'm pretty sure. And then second anniversary, we already got all of this content pretty much. I think we're still missing a 3,000 cubes, I think, from the, I could be wrong, but I feel like we're still missing 3,000 cubes for the anniversary thing. I could be wrong, but, you know, you never know, right? Because they always, like, jumping around with global, which is a little bit annoying. And then we should be getting all of this, right? As well, this limited time gacha thing with Gojo, Yuji, Sukuna, formidable battle against Choso. Then we're starting the story, non-canon stuff, whatever. And then from there, we have another rerun banner, which we have not gotten yet, which has, I think, a pretty decent recollection. I actually don't know if that's good or not. And then finally, Gojo. So the way my theory is going to be going for how things are going to go, I'm going to get all this content here, and then probably towards the end of February, Gojo's probably going to drop, is my assumption. So maybe like the last 2 to 3 weeks of February, that's when I can see us getting Gojo. I think that's when Gojo's going to come out, is somewhere between the last 2 to 3 weeks. Because yeah, I mean that kind of fits, right? They might shove this before or after Gojo. We'll have to wait and see. Let me see. Oh yeah, and then this. Oh yeah, there's no official date there. Yeah, but yeah, that's my guess though. Is that this blue Gojo here? He will come out probably towards the end of February, so you still have a bit of time most likely to save for him. But I kind of wish there was more events so we can actually get more cubes for that. But at the very least, for daily stuff in a couple weeks from now, or for the time being, you will be able to save for this blue Gojo. And you know, hopefully all of us will be able to get him because he's a really cool character, right? And then from there we'll be able to save for the next point anniversary, or 2.5 anniversary for JP, and then for global it'll be the second anniversary, I guess, if that's right, unless I'm forgetting it correctly. I think something like that, right? I forgot which. No, I think right now is first anniversary. Yeah, no. Right now it's first anniversary. Okay, my bad. So it'll be 1.5 anniversary for global. That's right. So for global, it'll be 1.5 anniversary, which who knows what we'll see then, right? And then 50-50 on whether this Yuji comes out before or after Blue Gojo. I think he's probably gonna come. I think all this content here is gonna be after Blue Gojo. So probably we'll see this in the start of March. I think this content where we get this for Yuji and stuff will be the beginning of March, and then the end of February will be Blue Gojo. Is kind of how I'm looking at it. Or who knows, maybe they'll kind of swap things around. Maybe this content will be first, and then the beginning of March will be Blue Gojo. But I feel like it makes a little more sense for it to be Gojo end of February, and then there's brand new content in March. But we'll have to wait and see for the official release and confirmation of these things, because they basically said, hey, instead of showing you guys, I mean, they kind of did show us what we're getting for the next 2 weeks. It's just there's no banner, right? Because usually there's like an extra page to this, but it's fine. It's whatever. Yeah, and all that. Just wish we got more cubes, huh? Alrighty. Anyways, good luck with you guys. Summons, if you guys are pulling for Jogo, like I said, I don't really recommend to pull for him. I'd say keep pulling for the current banners. Like if you still have Mahito, get him. If you still don't have maybe Sukuna or Yuji, like Red Yuji or Toto, try to pull for them. They're way better than this Jogo. I don't really think you need this Jogo personally, unless you're a big fan. Otherwise, if you got all those characters, or maybe you know your CL team's pretty good and you don't need Sukuna or the Yuji or whatever, yada yada yada, then just save from Blue Gojo. That's probably the best bet for right now. And yeah, also most likely, real quick before we wrap this up, we'll probably get a free multi for this Jogo, I'd imagine, from this event, because usually every event usually gives a free multi for whatever's the new banner. So everybody will have a shot of getting Jogo. If anything, his recollection bit might be really good. We'll cover that as well in the Should You Summon video, which should be coming out in the next 1 to 2 days. And yeah, that should be it. But with that being said, I will see you all later. Peace and take care, everybody.